Okay, good evening, guys. Today's session will be on list comprehension. So, list comprehension. So, in Python, it generally we have generally we produce the code that is elegant and much more simple to write, and which can be readable at all the time by everyone as a plain text. Okay, so this list comprehension is one of the language's most distinguished feature, which will allow us to develop sophisticated functionality with just one line of code. List comprehension is nothing but one line of code. So the code will be, mm, tell me Neha. List comprehension. The topic is list comprehension. Okay. So we already have knowledge of list, right? So the list will have, if you want to manipulate or do perform some kind of operations on list, you're gonna declare the list. You're gonna have some few lines of few sets, few set of lines of code, right? But which means more than one line in normal list. But when it comes to list comprehension, you're gonna have one line of code. In a single line, you're gonna declare everything. Not only this, generally the coders struggles to fully utilize the more complex aspects of list comprehension. Even sometimes programmers may have overcome them, so resulting in much less efficient and difficult to read the code. So for this, so generally in general definition, list comprehension is nothing but the line or the code will be comprehended to a single line from multiple lines. So we will combine multiple lines into a single line. We will convert a few multiple lines of code into a single line of code. Okay, I'll give you one syntax for this. Let's say we have example, not only syntax directly, I'll give you one example. So it's very easy to understand. So let's say we have a list. Mm, New list is the name of the list, and we will have very similar to list. We will have open and close square braces. In it, we are going to have our entire expression. Okay. So here expression or iteration, whatever the item in iterable. If and only if the condition should, we will. I'll show you that also. So these are nothing but expression item. It's a variable name. Yes, and then condition. If that condition gets true, if this you know how the execution follows in the sense. See, I'll show you. First the condition. Okay, if the condition gets true, then it will go to the iteration. Okay, this iteration. Okay, for an example, for I in some list. Okay, if after this, what will happen, the second one is done, at last it will execute the expression. Okay, this is the example. I'll demonstrate you with this one with an simple example first, so that you'll have better understanding list comprehension. First, here we will write a program which will uses for loop to iterate through items in a list. First we will take simple list. Let's say numbers as the name of the list. In this list we will have some numbers. Let's say, okay, this is the list I have. So I want to iterate those. Okay, I want to iterate those for I in what numbers. What is the list? What is the name of the list? Numbers is the name of the list, right? Now what will happens? It will, this for loop will uh, do the iterations by fetching one every one item from the list. Yes, Neha, you have any doubts? Okay. First, for the first iteration, what is the value of I? 4. Okay. So likewise it will start. So once it is fetched, I want to print that result. Okay. After fetching, it has to store somewhere, right? It has to store somewhere. For this I'm going to take one uh, let's say result. It is a empty list. So here whatever the elements I have fetched from here, I'll transfer those elements by iterating through a for loop, and I will store those in this empty list. What is the name of that list? Result list. So result, I have fetched the first element. Now I'm gonna append that first element into this dot append first expression. So I want to know the square of every number. Square of every number. So now what is the value of I? The first is I asterisk 2, which means square, and that will be appended to result list. So for the first, in the first iteration, I is equals to 4, right? That will becomes 16, right? For the second iteration. So after getting this iteration, that has to be printed. Okay, now come out of the loop, just print what is that resultant list. Result list, that's it. The entire list will be printed. So for the first iteration, in the first iteration, I is equals to 4, that is 16. Now again iteration, right? The second element will be fetched from the numbers list, that is 5. Now I is equals to 5. I is equals to 5. Now it will becomes square of 5 is I square 2, right? 25. So now this 25 will be appended to using append method. This will be appended to which list? Result list, the existing list, which is the result underscore list. Likewise it will happen till the end of the list, till this 6. So how many items are in our list? 1 2 3 4 5 6. So what is the index range? What is the index range? Exactly. So let me run this now. See here, see 16, 25, 2 power 2, 4, 3 power 2, 9, 9 power 2, 81, yeah, 6 power 2, 36. You got this? So this is a normal program. This is example for normal list. Okay, this is a example for normal list. Now we will have an example, same thing, same thing with list comprehension. Now uh, the whole, how many lines of code? 1 2 3 4 5 lines of code. There is 5 lines of code, right? List comprehension, using list comprehension. So here we will convert this 5 lines of code into a single line, that is called list comprehension. What are the advantages of list comprehension? Easy to write. Yes, easy to write, and less memory consumption, and then faster execution. The performance will be very high, right? Fetching and storing and saving, all those things will be done very quickly. Okay, so same thing using list comprehension. With the normal list, now list comprehension. First, same list numbers. Okay, let me comment this. First, same list. We'll take this same list. Okay, same list we have taken. Now, here we're gonna give the resultant list. Okay, what is the resultant list? As per this, we'll give, as per this, first we will have the resultant list. That is result underscore, no, list, empty list, variable name. You have to store somewhere, right? For this result list. Okay. Here there will be only two lines. One input. The whole thing will be expressed in a single line. This is a result list, and as I told you, it will starts and ends with very similar to our list. That is square braces. Now here expression, as it says, first what we should have? We should have the expression. What is the expression here? This is I square I double asterisk 2 is the expression. So here we'll take I, okay, double asterisk 2 is the expression. After that, just a space. No need to give anything, just a space. After that, for loop in iterable. Okay. Now we're gonna have for loop for I in where this one numbers. That's it. Print that result list. If you execute this now, the whole thing will get, see, same output. This is called list comprehension. This a single line of code is called list comprehension. See, you have see here we had to create one. Uh, we need to take one actual list, then we should have a empty list to store or append those values. Then we're gonna have one for loop for iterating and fetching the elements from our original list. And then once it is fetched, that needs to do some manipulation, that is I square, and that needs to be called with by using append method. We're gonna append the result of this loop iteration, and that will be stored into result list. And this will be in loop, and it will be iterable till the condition gets filled, till it reaches to the end of the list, which means till 6. After that, it will exits the loop, breaks the loop, and it will prints the resultant list. Are we good? Any confusions? So here I'll give you three major benefits of using this list comprehension. Okay, this list comprehension will these loops and maps are typically generated as more Pythonic than list comprehension. But rather than taking that face value, it works considers the utilizing a list comprehension in Python over the alternatives. Okay, one of the most important advantage of utilizing a list comprehension in Python is that it is a single tool that can be used in various circumstances. Okay, we don't need to adapt a new strategy for each situation. List comprehension may be leveraged for mapping, or not only mapping, for filtering uh, and more basic list generations. So if you want to perform this leverage things, if you want to do, you can do leverages and mapping, and for filtering, for the basic list generation operations using list comprehension. Okay, these are the few advantages. I'll give you, do you want me to give one more example, or we'll use string. Okay, this time we'll take another example, a different example, so that it will help you a better way. So first I'll take one letters as the name of the list. Then list will have obviously open close parenthesis. Okay, uh, here list comprehension. Oh yeah, tell me. Yes. Next, this letters, let me, this is the list comprehension variable where we can store our result, that is letters. First, what is the thing? First, we need to have the expression. Okay, so here what we'll do, we will print a string into a list. We will convert a string into a list. Let me show you how we can do this. So uh, for um, I in any string, let's say Hussein session Hussein, that's enough. I think Hussein, that is enough. So expression that needs to be stored somewhere here. This will be taken and that will be stored here and that will be assigned to this. So if I print this letters now, what will happen? This will be, this whole string will convert into a list. See here. See here, HUSSEN. Every character in this string has converted into a element or the item in the list. Are you getting? So how we did this? What we have did, nothing. Just we have fetched the first character from the string and we have assigned it to I. That's it. Yeah. See here, I want you to explain you how the list comprehension works. So in a single line of code, we can do n number of operations in a single line. We can have the expression. Tell me. You don't need to give this I here. This won't work actually. No. So for this, I'll show you that also. Instead of mm, mm, mm. If you go here, if you print I here, so it will take first character. That's it. So it will not, I is not defined. Yeah, it will not take. Let me this letters. Now it will fetch the first element that will be stored in I. So I will be printed and appended to this list letters. So if you want to print Hussein as it is, what is the purpose of using list comprehension? So this is input string. For an example, this is a input string. I want to convert this string. Let's say in other words, I'll str is equals to, okay. See? Mm. Anything. Let's say Neha Kumari. So we are giving this string and we are pass. See here, NEHA hyphen, sorry, underscore KUMARARI. See here. So here you are creating one more variable to store this string, right? Right? But instead of taking this string, I'm gonna directly, instead of str, I'm gonna give directly our string value. Same output. See? Even you can merge it to a single line also. In a single line, much simpler. You can give print directly here. Letter is invalid because you have not declared it, right? You have not declared it. So this won't accept. See here. So the expression is not matching for this. So you have to take it up like this. So you are storing some value into letters, and here you're gonna print that letters. List comprehension is very useful, guys. Okay, you need to understand, you need to practice more and more. Now we'll go with a condition. So here we have a condition, right? As of now, we have seen till this, right? Expression for loop, that's it, and iteration. In next example, we're gonna have our with our list comprehension along with the condition. Let me give you example for that also. Then only, yes. No, it won't return. It will enters into the expression iteration. Okay. Uh, See numbers as the name of the list. Here we're gonna have first. Let's say num as the expression for loop for num in. Let's say I want to have some range of numbers, which like from 0 to 30, where I want to print if that number, if number is divisible by 2, and when it is divisible to, it should not is equals to 0. This is the condition, which means I want to print the list. I want to print a list where from 0 to 30, we have already seen this range method, right? So many times, right? So it will print 0 to 30, sorry, 1 to 30. Okay, so it will print 1 to 30. So it will be printed, and the one second, guys. And here, Asrar, you have joined very lately, but we already covered up most of the two types of examples for the list comprehension. Now we are at the third one. No problem. You just go through the video which I am gonna upload into the YouTube. Okay. No worries, no worries. Just you go through this. Okay. Let's continue. See, if that number, which means let's take in range, in range, you're gonna have 1 to, sorry, 1, 2, comma 3, comma 4, comma 5, comma till 30. Okay, this is the range method which will return. So it from range method, it will fetch the first element, that is in first iteration num consists 1, right, in first iteration. So it will have 30 iterations. Okay, this for loop will continue 30 iterations. Okay, because there are 30 values in the loop. So for the first iteration, num consists 1, right? 1 ampersand 1 ampersand 2. What is the 1 by 2 value? Is it equals to 0? Yes, that is 0.5, right? Hmm. Right? So that is not is equals to 0. So it will get prints. Okay? 1 will get print. Next, second iteration, it will take 2. 2 ampersand 2. What is the remainder? Is it 0? Remainder. Yes. So it will not print, because here the condition is the number, the remainder should not be 0. If it is 0, that won't print. Okay. For the next iteration, 3. What is the remainder? 1. Right. So it will print. Next one, next iteration, it will take 4. 4 ampersand 2. That is 0. Right. Remainder is 0. 4 by 2. Right. So in the similar way, it will continue till 30. Are we good? So if I execute this now, it will give you 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 21, 23, 25, 27, and 29. It will starts with 0, but 0 ampersand 2 is 0, so that will not get printed. It will print 20 till 29. 30 will not be considered as the ending value. This is the example for list comprehension with if condition. With a condition, you can take, yeah, you can take even 10 also. Okay. Now the range will be 10. Mm. Ah. No, it will starts from 0. No, the range starts with 0, right? 0 to 29. Range starts with 0 always. So there will be 10 elements till 10. It starts with 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's it. 10 will not be considered. Okay. Very similar to index. And for list comprehension, range, okay. For range method, we already discussed actually this. Okay. Okay. Yes. Mm. Okay. Syntax, the range method. Yeah, no worries. Range method, and you're gonna have the uh, value. Whatever the value you're gonna give. There is one more range method which will have uh, start position, right? Stop position, and the last one is steps to skip or skip or increment anything. Okay, let's say skip. How many numbers you wanna skip? Okay, these are the two. This is with one argument, and this is with three arguments. Okay, yeah, and this is for list comprehension. Very important, guys. First, what we'll have? We'll have the expression, then iteration, then condition. These are the three parts in list comprehension. Are we good? See here, we will have a variable name. Okay, list comprehension name. So this will consist and open and closes with a square braces, and this will have three things, three parts. First part is expression, second part is looping, third part is condition. Okay, if the condition gets true, then it will execute. This it will get into this reverse order. Okay, first this thing, next second thing, next third thing. Are we good? There are three parts in the list comprehension. First one expression, then iteration, then condition. So first, how the execution hierarchy is: first it will executes the condition, then it will goes for the, it won't execute. For this, let me show you that example. If it is equals to, if it is equals to 10, then print those. Okay, what is a empty list? Did it return any? Because let's say 10 divided 9 divided by 2, the remainder should be 10. Is there any number which starts with 0 to, which ranges between 0 to uh, 10, in which you're gonna get remainder as 10? You don't get, right? You don't get a remainder 10, right? Right, for that the reason condition fails, it will not execute anything. It will just return say, In list comprehension, or you are talking about the condition? Okay. Mm. Yeah, yeah. See, that is the advantage of interpreter. It- mm, 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 mm. See, for lengthy ones, you don't use list comprehension. Simple. More complexial things, you don't use list comprehension. If you want to accumulate, if you want to compress 4 to 5 lines of code, then you will use, if you want to convert those 4 to 5 lines of code into a single line, then you will use list comprehension. And if you have much complex code in your script, then you don't prefer list comprehension. Okay. For this, we have one more method, nested list comprehension. Okay. List under a list. Okay. Yeah. Anything? Anything, guys? Other than Neha? Anyone else? Does anyone have any doubts? Please do let me know. This is all about list comprehension. Tomorrow session we're gonna have. Uh, we're gonna have what? Decorators. Very important. Decorators and generators. Tomorrow session. In tomorrow session we're gonna have. We are going to discuss about decorators and uh, generators. Very important concept. Okay. Don't miss the tomorrow session. Thank you, guys.